Charlie Brown and Snoopy Show will return after these messages.
Mr. Turtle, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I never made it without biting. Ask Mr. Owl.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
Class, what animal do you think of when I say honey?
Frogs.
It's him!
But bees make honey.
But now I make honey smacks.
Honey, 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 honey smacks. Dig 'em makes them honey smacking good.
You smacked him good.
You know a lot about honey, Diggum. What kind of grades did you get?
Bees.
Kellogg's Honey Smacks.
Part of this good-for-you breakfast.
They're honey smacking good.
And now, back to the Charlie Brown and Snoopy Show.
Fruit Corners Fruit Roll-Ups. Real fruit and fun rolled up in one.
You can whip 'em, you can stretch 'em. Fruit Corners. They're so good you'll want to fetch 'em. Fruit Roll-Ups. You can tear 'em, you can share 'em. They taste great anywhere.
Fruit Corners Fruit Roll-Ups are the chewy snacks made with real fruit that you unroll, peel, and chew.
You can trick 'em, you can treat 'em. Fruit Corners. You can swap 'em, you can eat 'em. Fruit Roll-Ups.
Fruit Corners Fruit Roll-Ups, now in great tasting grape.
And now, these messages.
Get your sea shined up, grab a stick of juicy fruit. The taste is gonna move you up, move you out. The taste is gonna move you when you pop it in your mouth. Juicy fruit is gonna move you. It's got a taste that gets right to you. Juicy fruit, the taste is gonna move you. Get under the spell of Colgate Gel.
It's the cool gel.
Get under the spell of Colgate Gel.
That taste really zaps me.
That's the spell of Colgate Winter Fresh Gel, a creamy blue gel packed with proven MFP fluoride, the maximum fluoride protection a toothpaste can give.
Get under the spell
A blue Colgate gel.
Colgate Regular, Colgate Winter Fresh Gel, the cavity-fighting gel with a winter fresh taste.
Excellent.
Monday, it's Flash Spiegel with Snoopy's Secret Life. Will Charlie Brown lose his pooch to life in the fast lane? Then it's a comedy extravaganza, the all-new Daffy Duck's Easter show.
anybody else, and there's nothing like a kid's big thirst.
Oh, yeah, I'm on my way.
You can feel it coming on, and you got to have some.
Here I come to save the day.
Got to have some now. Kool-Aid to the rescue. The one for a kid's big thirst.
So I see, refreshing and bright, yeah.
Got to have some more. All right. It's Kool-Aid to the rescue. The one for kids.
Kool-Aid brand soft drink mix.
For a kid's big thirst.
In the news, Washington's cheery cherry blossoms. They're the surest signs that springtime and the tourist season have arrived in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. We'll be back with a look at Washington's cherry trees in the news.
In the News is sponsored by...
Bright ideas and an Oreo cookie. It's a bright idea to dunk it or to crunch it or unscrew it or to lick it or to trick it. But no matter what you do, it's true. It's fun to munch a creamy, crunchy chocolate. Oreo goes great with imagination. Puts the yum in your creation.
Oreo and Oreo double stuffed cookies.
And now, cherry blossoms in the news. Signs of spring are always welcome after a long, hard winter, and the most obvious signs of spring in Washington, D.C. are the cherry blossoms and the 500,000 tourists who come to the nation's capital each spring to see this display of natural beauty. In April, Washington celebrates spring with the national trees. Don't always bloom in time for the festival, but this year they were right on schedule. 5,000 cherry trees adorn Washington's parks. About 650 of them surround the tidal basin near the Jefferson Memorial. Another 700 have been planted around the Washington Monument. The cherry trees were a gift from Japan. In the early 1900s, this part of Washington was a swamp. After it was dredged out and dried up, the wife of President William Howard Taft suggested planting Japanese cherry trees in the area. And in 1912, the mayor of Tokyo, Japan's capital, had 3,000 a gesture of friendship. The favor was returned 40 years later. Tokyo's cherry trees were in bad shape after World War II, in which the U.S. and Japan were enemies. In 1952, as a sign of renewed friendship, cuttings from Washington were sent to help revive the cherry trees in Tokyo. I'm Christopher Glenn with Cherry Blossom Time in Washington, D.C. in the news.
This is CBS.
Ronald McDonald in Good Morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you. The sun's shining brightly. The day is brand new.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. The sky's never been so incredibly blue. Your best friends and breakfast are waiting there for you. McDonald's, Ronald and you.
Good morning. Care Bears and the Freeze Machine tonight at 7:30.
Well, it's Saturday, Super K, gather round. We'll get your video friends together.
Saturday's Supercade will return after these messages.
Rebo's got the beat, and the band plays on. You can relive it all with Kenner's Star Wars Return of the Jedi Collection. Introducing Size Noodles and the Rebo Band. Jabba the Hutt action playset sold separately.
Play it again, Si. Starring Size Noodles, Droopy McCool on clarinet, Max Rebo on organ. Ribbit, Rebo. Dance, Droopy. It's your last solo, Snoodles. Whoa.
New Size Noodles and the Rebo Band. Jabba the Hutt action playset sold separately from Kenner's Star Wars Return of the Jedi Collection.
We found a tough terrain and made it even tougher to find out just how much the 6x6 high-risers could handle. With 6-wheel power drive and 6-wheel independent suspension, high-risers keep going even when the going gets really tough. Batteries not included. Crunch Canyon playset sold separately. The 6x6 high-risers with 6-wheel drive from Ideal.
And now, back to Saturday's Supercade.
When you gotta have a story, or you're gonna lose your job.
It's Donkey Kong! Coming up next.
Saturday's Supercade will return after these messages.
All across America, an amazing phenomenon is happening. With Zip sneakers, kids are getting dressed in a flash. Straps and zippers make zips easy to get into, and they come in all these flashy colors. Zips by Stride Rite. They not only go on in a flash, they go off in a flash. Now Zip stickers are available free at participating Stride Rite stores. No purchase necessary.
Boy, I wish the Crunch Island treasure was mine.
You can win $1,000 of it.
$1,000?
Just check the treasure chest and specially marked boxes of Cap'n Crunch cereal for a coin that says, you win.
I won.
I'll give you $1,000 to save or buy something special. or treat your family.
I'll get it.
For free treasure coins, write Treasure Hunt, Box 789, Young America, Minnesota, 55399. Chance to win is about 1 in 56,000.
Nice tip there.
Hey, it's Cubert coming up next.
Saturday's Supercade will return after these messages.
Ronald McDonald in Dreamy Breakfast.
This morning it seems Ronald's having a dream.
Time for breakfast, Bertie.
Oh, boy, hotcakes.
Hoppin' McHotcakes. After 'em, Bertie.
You betcha.
What? Whoops. Gotcha.
Not you. Ronald.
Time for breakfast with a friend.
Wow. Yummy hotcake syrup and butter.
Plus juice and milk.
Breakfast.
A dream come true.
McDonald's and you.
It's you against the Cobra. The Hot Wheels Cobra stunt set. You put it together, snaky coils, slippery straights. You can take it on with your Hot Wheels Cobra race car.
You want to go first? Sure. Okay. I'll show you how it's done, and I'll make it even tougher. Super.
Hot Wheels Cobra stunt set comes with Cobra race car and 8 feet of track. Some cars not for use with some sets. New from Hot Wheels by Mattel.
Saturday's Supercade will return. Stay tuned for the thrilling Dungeons and Dragons.
Look out!
Right after Saturday's Supercade.
Oh, isn't that cute?
This is CBS.
In a world where television has brought people closer together, we have a responsibility to each other. I'm Peter Lund of WCBS TV. We in the business community have the resources and the experience to lend a hand to our public schools. We can offer encouragement and let students know how much we value their contribution. Channel 2 is proud to have formed a partnership in education with Seward Park High School. We urge you to join us in celebrating Adopt a School Month, because a good education is everyone's business.
Care Bears and the Freeze Machine tonight at 7:30.
And now, back to Saturday's Supercade.
Donkey Kong Jr. coming up next.
Saturday's Supercade will return after these messages.
The Honeycomb Kid.
Practicing at 6 a.m. is tough, but so is the competition at the state finals. And I want our school to win. Working to win means eating right, too. Like honeycomb cereal is part of a complete breakfast. It's got that big crunchy taste and really helps me recharge.
Honeycomb, the big bite gets you going right.
Would you like a strawberry shortcake and a Care Bear character to throw a party at your house? That's what 50 kids will win in the Best of Friends sweepstakes. A party with 20 best friends and 2 special ones.
For free entry blanks and details, you can visit participating stores or send a self-addressed envelope to Best of Friends, P.O. Box 4394R, Blair, Nebraska 68009. Thousands will enter, 50 will win a party. There are 1,500 other prizes, too.
The Best of Friends sweepstakes with a strawberryist. Care Beariest party.
And now, back to Saturday's Supercade.
I mean, Cormac?
Huh? Oh, right, Junior.
That should hold them for a while.
Saturday's Supercade will return after these messages.
Bet you can't do it.
Are you kidding?
Bet you can't bite a new Chips Ahoy cookie without biting a chip.
No problem.
See, you bit one.
One more chance.
Good to be home, baby. That's right. How you guys doing? Hopefully you're having a wonderful summer thus far. Our official season premiere is coming up this Friday. I'm very excited about it. I do and have missed you guys very much. Natural to every show that I have, it seems. The chat is not... that's the intro I've always had, Arrow. It's the intro I had all last season. I love you guys. And I have missed you guys. I have missed the conversations, the debates, the banter. Hopefully you guys miss me. We did try to do some video game stuff and stuff like that. So why are we here so early? And what are we doing here today, which is like a Monday? Well, I actually went and saw the new Supergirl film. I saw it yesterday at my local theater. And, whoops, that's not right. Just got the wrong window. Hang on. That's okay. Fix that very quickly. There we go. My fault. Here we go. So I did go see Supergirl, directed by Craig Gillespie, and this is part of James Gunniverse in the DCEU. We're going to talk about my feelings on the film and my feelings toward the kind of the production crew of it all. And all that good stuff. So, like I said, my chat is not working the way it's supposed to, shocker. But I do have the pop-out chat here for YouTube up. So, I think we'll be okay. I really encourage you to drop your opinions on the film, good or bad. Let's talk about it and the reasons why. So checking out Rotten Tomatoes, which I know is kind of the measuring stick for everyone, you can see here that it currently sits at 56% on the tomato meter and 76% on the popcorn meter. Now, I can tell you yesterday when I looked, I think it was 54% on the tomatoes and 77% on the popcorn meter. People are saying this is a box office bomb. I'm not understanding why that's the case. I mean, I definitely don't think it was a bomb. It may not have done what some thought it was going to do, but I wouldn't call it a bomb. 287 reviews on the tomato meter, 2,500 plus verified ratings for the popcorn meter. So, what are people not liking about this film? That's what happens when you come in late all the time. That's all right. That's all right. I come in late to your shit, too. I have no idea how you intro your show. If I saw it, I'd be like, oh, Arrow's got a new intro. That's cool. My camera's over here, by the way. Sorry, guys. And my monitor's here because I'm supposed to be working. But I felt that we needed to have this conversation. First thoughts out the gate, I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed Millie Aycock. I enjoyed Jason Momoa. I enjoyed the cast. The story was similar to the graphic novel Woman of Tomorrow. A few obvious, if you've seen the film, there were some obvious exceptions, especially in the end of the film. But as I've always said, if you have the writing and let me see here. GeekZip, I want Anna to be replaced with other writers, and you put BVS Rotten Tomatoes. You mean you want me to put up the Rotten Tomatoes score for Batman vs. Superman? Yeah, we can do that. Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. Let's see. So looking at Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. Interesting. Now, all the conversations that I've had have really drawn from these movies, the Snyder films. You know, as you can see, that didn't work. I don't understand. It clearly didn't work. 28% on the tomato meter with almost twice the amount of reviews, and 63 with popcorn with 100,000 plus, versus Supergirl, I mean, that's a great point, Hunter. Thank you for that. Hey, Big Rudy. As usual, my chat is screwed up. So, yeah, I'm kind of looking at like 3 different screens up and down, trying to stay focused. But that is a great point, Hunter. Iggy, is that this is a situation where, you know, you're going to have to go see this movie to make your own opinion. Now, some people went and saw it and did not like it. I get it. But why didn't you like it? That would be my follow-up question. If you're like, yeah, it was okay, I didn't like it. Why? I mean, why? Tell me why you didn't like it. I'll bet you can. I just, I walked out of the theater and I went, I don't understand what all the hate's about. I don't understand it. So here is the one thing that I will criticize, and I mean, I could criticize a lot, you know, but again, it's true to the Woman of Tomorrow's story that it's based off of. How can I be mad about it? They basically did it based off that story. Please chat. There you go, Hunter Riggy. I wish I could Iggy. I wish I could super chat and put your chat up on the screen. He says they want their Zack Daddy back and they want to destroy the DCU before it started. That's my feeling too. Is that it's just, it seems like, and this word is being thrown around a lot about this film. It seems like a situation of forced hate. And you can't tell me this film, before it even started filming, had a bunch of forced hate around it. I'm getting all my notifications and I'm live, so that's good. Lobo was great. I mean, again, they took some liberties. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to say it was a perfect film either. But to sit there and tell me that it's a film that is, you know, going to destroy what Gunn is doing and it's going to, you know, derail the DCEU, it's going to be bankrupt, he's going to need a new job, yada, yada, yada. So, you know, I wanted to highlight some of the stuff that we're seeing online in regards to reviews for this film. Here is one person who, you know, didn't really crap on the film, but had some things to say. Let's check it out.
Like, I think this movie forgets that it still has to make people believe that Kara can be an inspiration. But it felt like the movie spent most of the time explaining her trauma, but it never has her take a moment and step back and resolve her trauma to then have a super satisfying third act to where she becomes an inspiration, not just to Ruth, but all of us watching. Like, I think this movie forgets that it still has to make people believe that Kara can...
So... And again, shout out to It's Ben James and his. This mic is so screwed. I'm going to have to fix this. Come on. I might end up breaking the whole damn thing, though. Hang on, guys. There we go. That's better. Okay. And I try not to grab it. I'm used to grabbing it because, I'm used to a handheld mic. But, so as far as her being an inspiration, that's really what this film was about. It was about her determining what she wanted to be after the trauma of, because you got to remember when Krypton blew up, and this is in the film, she was of age. She saw all that happening. There's reference to the L's and their plan in the Superman 2025 film of taking over everything. Okay, Hunter Iggy. She made comments about LGBT. What does that have to do with Supergirl? Again, your problem is, and I'm talking to the general public now, your problem is you hate on stuff before it even comes out for reasons that have nothing to do with the film. Nothing. So anyway, shout out to It's Ben James on that small review. Here's another review, and this one actually compliments Supergirl and also kind of tries to delve into why all the hate. Let's watch.
I give it.
Shout out to the Bad Takes podcast, fair use.
7 out of 10. Low 7 out of 10. I was confused. I was watching it and I'm like, what is everyone else watching?
Yeah.
This is like the most like every other super, like this is a Doctor Strange.
Well, I think
Black Panther,
that's what everyone's problem is. They don't want that.
Yeah, people want something bigger, but I don't care. Like, give me a fun story. It was good enough. I had a good time with it. I give it.
There you go. I mean, it's simple as that. It wasn't a huge blowing up the city. There was no villain that was recognizable. And I think that bothered people. I think that made them butthurt. And that's okay. But it's not fair to then run off and say that it's a bad movie for other reasons. Miley Aycock did an incredible job. Yes, there were generic villains, but again, you're building a story, you're building a universe. And don't forget, with the exception of Creature Commandos and Peacemaker, we're 2 films in to James Gunn's vision of what the DCEU could be. Now, here's what's going to happen. You guys are going to keep screwing around, and you will get this man fired unfairly, just like Zack Snyder. Okay, and then we will have once again this void of nothing. So do I not like the Snyder movies? I've gone over this in previous streams. I do enjoy the Snyder movies. Do I feel they were a bit too on the dark side? Yes, I think that turned a lot of people off. Now, for Batman, that works, but you can't do that with Superman. You can't do that with Wonder Woman. You can't do that with Aquaman. That kind of darkness is something that the DCU does not play with very often. Ironmonger from Iron Man 1 was a semi-recognizable villain. No, he wasn't the Mandarin. He wasn't, Dr. Doom or any of these other villains, but I wouldn't call him unrecognized. This guy, Call, or whatever his name is, from the Supergirl movie, I've never seen him in any other comic book except Woman of Tomorrow. But again, they're following the comic Woman of Tomorrow, which is what they said they were going to do. I don't understand. Oh, man. So this is a gentleman that I enjoy listening to. I like his views. Not all of them, but he seems to think, as I do, that some of this Supergirl hate is just plain old being forced.
The hate for Supergirl feels forced. Here's the biggest mistake Supergirl makes, that it didn't release 8 years ago. 8 years ago, at its peak, the superhero genre could do nothing wrong, and at the very least, everything was entertaining. For all its flaws, which I'll get to, Supergirl is entertaining. Supergirl is the second best blockbuster I've seen so far this summer. There is no way y'all are going to convince me that Supergirl is somehow worse than Mandalorian and Grogu.
So I have not seen Mandalorian and Grogu, but I'm not hearing good things. Hunter Iggy, they want movie to be perfect, and not every movie is perfect. You'll never have a perfect movie. I've gone over this before on the show. I don't know what a perfect Supergirl movie looks like to you. What does that look like? I mean, it's not like we have an example, right? Helen Slater's film tanked. And then Melissa Benoist and everything she did for the CW show was incredible, was fantastic. She did a great job. But that time has passed. You have to pass the torch. And the people that are saying Miley Aycock is like somehow not attractive enough to be Supergirl. Wow. And, you know, the fact is there's a Supergirl, okay? There's a Superman and there's a Supergirl. So if you're a misogynist and you're mad because, you know, Supergirl got a movie and Superman didn't, that's your problem, okay? Frankly. But let's keep listening to Purple Boy Media Shorts. Shout out. Fair use.
I never want to see Rada the Hutt on any screen ever again.
Yeah, I heard Mando and Grogu was horrible. I have not heard different.
Dave Filoni, it is on sight, bro. For starters, Millie Alcock is fantastic as Kara/Supergirl, and I think she's a great contrast to Clark's or Superman's Boy Scout persona. Their scenes together are honestly some of the best parts of the movie. In spite of the shortcomings in the writing, Millie makes Kara feel well-rounded as a character. And I think a lot of that not only has to do with her performance, but also her backstory. As messy as the retelling of her backstory is, I loved it, and I especially love a tender moment between her and her father. Outside of a few oddities, the superhero action is on point. We see a lot of the feats that Kara performed.
Shout out to Dave Krumholtz, who played Zor-El, Kara's father, did a great job. Again, having a hard time finding problems here.
Through the eyes of her young companion. My favorite action set piece is the one where Kara tries to prevent the hijacking of a shuttle she's on. The superhero poses, the flying, the awe-struck look in the little girl's eyes as she stares in amazement as Kara does all these cool things was really, really dope to watch. This scene also highlights that maybe it's time we kind of leave the needle drops alone when it comes to these major action set pieces. Like, are we not even trying with the score?
So, Kush in the chat, hello, Kush, my love. She says, I think most of those people, I assume the ones, chuds and these right-wing and grifters, they don't deserve anything. I think most of those people are not attractive enough to be commenting on other people's attractiveness. Agreed.
At this point, to think of it, Supergirl actually reminds me a lot of Iron Man 2. Thin characters, overstuffed plot, crazy.
Okay. I have heard this film compared to Iron Man 2 more than any other movie in the DCU or in the MCU. It has been compared to Iron Man 2, I think because there is so much, right? There's so much that you're trying to cram in. Anyway.
CGI ending, Mickey Rourke's weird ass floaty head. Yep, that pretty much sums up Supergirl. And yet, if I ask you, I don't think you would deny that Iron Man 2 is at least entertaining. Now, you can think what you want, but let me cook. I truly believe
Iron Man 2 is entertaining. I mean, it's not the best in the franchise, but it's definitely entertaining. So, I don't know. Go ahead and cook, Purple Boy.
I believe that there was a better Supergirl movie made. Unfortunately, those parts didn't make the cut. I think a longer runtime and better editing fixes 90% of Supergirl's issues. And dead ass.
So, I don't know about the longer runtime because they really did a good job of keeping the time down. And with the secondary character, I think you have to be careful if you give them more time. That's more time you have to fill trying to solve all the issues of that particular character in that particular film.
There was one crucial moment in the movie that almost had me write the whole thing off, but thankfully they didn't disappoint. I had a good time with Supergirl, and I'll see it again. I'm going to give it 3 popcorn buckets out of 5. The hate for Supergirl.
3 out of 5. I wonder what part he's talking about where it almost had him going. I don't know what part that could have been. Okay, so I can talk about the ending if you guys want me to. One's in the chat if you want me to discuss the ending. Go look what Sean O'Rourke posted on his YouTube channel about Molly. Okay. Sean O'Rourke. Assume it's this guy. So, okay, number one, he's got his daughter in his streams, which I'm not a big fan of. I mean, my son is in my stream, but he's older. Why won't it go down? I can't seem to go down. Come on. Oh, yeah, I love live stream problems. Come on. There we go. Okay, I see a bunch of stuff on here about Superman. Are we talking about what he says about the Supergirl trailer, Hunter? Is that what we're talking about? I see one about the trailer. Well, here, you can tell me which one. There's one here about the trailer where I guess he reacts to the trailer. Hello, Kyle Cullen. Thank you for your opinion. Awesome film. Tell me why or why not. Tell me why it was an awesome film. Again, I want to get your all's perspective. I know my perspective. I want to get your all's perspective. And I want to get the whys of, you know, the reasoning. That's the big thing here. I just, God bless it, I hate when my chat doesn't work. It's so annoying. Anyway, on his posts, okay, let me look at his posts here. Toy Story. $38 million opening weekend is a complete flop. There's no sugarcoating on this one. Is this what you're talking about, Hunter? Is this the one? Let's see. I mean, just for the sake of argument, what is considered a box office failure? A film that fails to make profit during its theatrical run. No, the next one. Okay, sorry. Let me look. This one about the popcorn buckets? I mean, is that the one you're talking about? Oh, down the hill road. Is this the one you're talking about? The girl that he thinks should have been recast? There's this one about reading the comic. I'm sorry. I'm trying to address Hunter's comment here. Let me see here. All I heard for months leading up to the release of this movie was, quote, you need to read The Comic Book Woman of Tomorrow to understand the Supergirl. Okay, yeah, Meg Donnelly. That's this girl. Okay, look, you can recast this film until you're blue in the face. I mean, that's classic. Everyone does that. After a movie comes out, they see what the actor or actress is doing and playing and looking like, and they immediately try to start fan casting it. It happens after every movie. 4 days ago, right when it came out, die on the hill that runner-up Meg Donnelly should have landed the role of Supergirl. Millie Alcock will end up being a total miscast for the film. Well, she wasn't. Frankly, I thought she did a pretty good job. I have yet to have anyone challenge me on that. And that's the funny thing about this whole deal is, like, when you ask people about it, they don't know. Why didn't you like this movie? A close friend of mine, someone who's been on this show, someone who will be on the show in our new season, went to see it yesterday and didn't like it. And I said, why? What was it about it that you didn't like? And he didn't understand the subplot with the young girl, and that was actually part of the, the Woman of Tomorrow story. And so it just seems like a lot of hate for hate's sake. So that's the deal on Meg Donnelly. Would she have done a great job? Probably, but I don't think that takes away from Miley Acock's performance at all. Supergirl is charismatic. The story is compelling. Her crusade to save her dog is inspiring. Yes, again, no movie is ever going to be perfect, ever. It's never going to be perfect. It's just not going to happen. But I went into this movie like with my head hanging down. I was like, oh, God, this is going to be so bad. This is going to be so bad. I'm not going to like this. It's just going to suck. That's not what happened. I'm waiting. I'm sitting there and I'm waiting, right? I'm waiting to for people to I'm waiting for people to be right. I'm waiting for the parts that suck, and no, sorry. GeekZip, I see Meg Donnelly as Galatea, a.k.a. evil clone of Supergirl, just like Justice League Unlimited. That'd be a great story. I hope they go that route with Power Girl and that whole deal. Again, you have to start somewhere, right? And if you just... And here's the thing. If you have a film where she's just on Earth... and she just basically stops an earthly threat like Superman would, what you have to understand is that on Earth, now you've got the Justice Gang, you've got Kal-El, you've got Lex Luthor, you've got Lois Lane. And tell me I'm wrong, you would have to get roles and scenes for all of those characters if you put her on Earth. I mean, the robots in Superman's fortress, they had roles. It feels forced, people. I'm not seeing it. And again, I don't know. So I'm not getting many. I know there aren't that many people watching this right now. And there may be people that come back and are like, no, I didn't like it for this reason or that reason. Please do that. Put it down in the comments and let me know, and I'll cover. We plan on covering this phenomena on Friday for our season premiere. This idea of hating something before you even know anything about it just makes no sense. Join the hate train, GeekZip. No, I don't want to get on the hate train. I'm sorry. Maybe that's my age. I don't know. Just look at what we've gotten so far. I mean, again, it's the start of something good. It's the start of something fresh and new. And, I didn't understand it was Superman. You're just hating, is all you're doing. You're just hating. Again, I got no good reasons. That's what I'm saying. There was no good reasons why these movies were bad. I don't know. That's just me. But no, I will not join the hate train because I don't think that's going to bring us anything special. Nothing special. And you know, I could not help myself. I just had to explain a little bit about why I don't understand this crazy hate for this film. I mean, Christian is in the chat and he says, quote, "It's impossible for Zip not to dislike DC films, even Joker 2. Buy his shirt." Okay, all right. I mean, I like Joker Foiladoo, so it is what it is. This is the shirt that I'm wearing because I went to the movie. So I got plenty of Marvel shirts. And this isn't even Supergirl. This is Superman, you dick. God, Christian comments from a distance. I also like He-Man. I liked He-Man too, but it was flawed. And I'm not saying Supergirl's not flawed. I'm not saying that at all. There were definitely some goof-ass parts that I could have done without. I think people were just pissed she wears shorts under her skirt. I mean, valid point. It could be because she wasn't sexualized enough. Hey, nerds. Hey, emo nerd girl. I don't know who you are, but welcome. Who are you? I guess you're just somebody. Okay. Welcome. He-Man was definitely better than Grogu. I heard Mando. I've not heard a single good thing about Mando and Grogu. I haven't. And I don't know. Maybe that's... I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I'm new. Welcome, emo nerd girl. Thank you for coming in. This was going to be something that I discussed on our season 11 premiere this Friday. Do you guys like this kind of thing? This is like a coffee break kind of thing for me, where I stream for like, I don't know, an hour and a half. Because, you know, I work from home, so I eat like at my desk, so I don't really have anything to do, and thought that would be fun to do something during the day and not 2 a.m. like some people. But this is a Supergirl review. This is my review. I liked it. I enjoyed it. On a scale of 10, I would give it a 7, probably. And again, I will never discourage people because of my opinions. If you don't like a movie and I do, I'm not going to push that on you, right? I'm not going to be like, oh, well, you need to like it. No, it's your opinion, right? And everyone's got one. If you've seen the film, I want your opinion. If you haven't seen the film but think it sucks, I want to know why that is. Because there are people out there who haven't even seen the shit and say that it's no good. Based off word of mouth, based off box office scores and all this other stuff. And I'm not saying that stuff doesn't matter, but okay, emo nerd girl, here's my problem. Number one issue. She says, Supergirl got a lot of hate to the point where I'm skeptical to watch it. That's the problem with all this shit. Okay, that's the problem. Is that you hate on these movies so bad before they even come out. It makes no sense. Because you have this idea in your head that that's the cool thing to do, is to hate on everybody. And listen, I'm not a biased person, even despite what Christian says. Fuck him. I'm not biased. I told you about He-Man. If anything, I would have come running out of He-Man going, oh my God, it's the greatest movie ever. It wasn't. It wasn't. And I can give you reasons why. Maybe they have a financial interest to drum up hate against something before people know better. I mean, that's not out of the realm of possibility. That's a comment from Christian. I mean, that's possible that there's some motive that we're not aware of that makes these that if you make these films crash, it could make someone else popular. I think that's what Christian's trying to say, or fulfill someone else's agenda. I don't know. But what I do know is that Supergirl was a good movie. I liked it. I had no problem with it. I thought it was fun. I took my kids to see it. They loved it. Didn't have a problem with it. Sammy Z went with me to see it. And we're sitting there looking at each other going, what's the problem? I don't understand. Why does everybody hate this movie? This is crazy. I don't know. This is not that bad. Again, we're not sitting there like, woo, you know, freaking out going how much we love the film. It wasn't that, but we were like, it's not that bad, you know? And it definitely had strong points. It had weak points, but it definitely had strong points. I don't know. I don't know what you people want. I really don't. Gunn's not going anywhere, by the way. I see a lot of people going, Gunn's done, he's fired, blah, blah, blah. No, he's not at all. Dude, if you think Warner Brothers listens to any of us, you're insane. They don't listen to any of us, right? The only one that does kind of listen to us is James Gunn, and that's the only, and you just shit on him. Misogynist society, Zip. I mean, is that the problem? That it's a girl? A woman? Is that the reason you don't like this film? That's dumb. I mean, there's tons of great female heroines throughout history. I hope that's not the case, Arrow. I really do. I hope it's not just a misogyny thing. I don't think it is. I think for some people it is, wink, wink, but I don't think everyone feels that way, no. Brooklyn loved it. Brooke Z loved it. She wanted to run down to the comic store and get Woman of Tomorrow. And wanted to get this crypto poster too. So yeah, my kids had no problem whatsoever with it. My kids like superhero stuff, so there might be a little bit of bias there. I'm not going to deny that. Okay, unless the woman is hot, they hate. So here's my question. Who is telling me this woman is not attractive? Like, where are you getting that from? This woman is very attractive. I don't get it. She is attractive. I mean, she's not in a bikini and she doesn't like show a whole bunch of skin in the film. Is that the problem? Does that make her unattractive? Dime a dozen. You talking about Miley Alcock? Emo nerd girl, you talking about Miley here? Okay, tell me a woman superhero movie that they like besides the first Wonder Woman. Men love Godot until they realize her acting is mid after. DG Collins, welcome, my friend. The women have to look good for some people. Overall, I think the movie was decent for an origin story in the DCU. That's how I feel. It was decent. It didn't blow me away. Superman didn't blow me away. I mean, I haven't been blown away in a while, you know, if we're being honest, and certainly from a superhero film. I mean, let's be honest. They don't blow you away that much anymore. Is that the problem? That they're not blowing you away? Is that the issue? That you're supposed to like walk out of the theater with your hair like looking like the damn, you know, you saw the explosion and you're just like this? You're not living in reality. I hear you, but the internet thinks she is not norm hot, so no interest. That's norm hot? Arrow. Norm hot. What the anyway, I'm not mad at you, Arrow. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. You know, I don't get it. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't get it. I do have this interview with the writer who explains the ending a little bit. Check out Project Hail Mary for a movie that blows you away. I would like to see Project Hail Mary. That's not out of the cards. I just haven't had a chance. I've heard it was great. Again, everything has to be comic accurate and have to be blown away. True. Arrow, I'm telling you how stupid. Okay, right. I know. That's why I kind of said it that way. I'm like, you know that's crazy. Norm hot. Come on. What the fuck? I'm trying not to curse this season as much. I'm not going to eliminate it completely because that's impossible. But I'm trying as much as I possibly can. It's pretty simple, LOL. The internet is that stupid. Kush is very correct. Back to DG's comment, everything has to be comic accurate and have to be blown away. Right. I mean, if it doesn't, I mean, it's like it has to be the Dark Knight, right? Heath Ledger, Christian Bale. It's got to be that and maybe that's we're victims of these previous films' success and how much crowds enjoyed them. I guess they wanted them to keep going that way. That's not how fantasy films work, especially comic and superhero films. Okay. I will drop a link if you'd like to come up and discuss Supergirl. You are welcome. I don't have a ton of time. But I will try to get a few opinions in here if you would like to come in. So I will put it, first we'll put it on YouTube. Go put it on Twitch. All right, shout out to Loves Matt 96682 on Twitch. I see the movie for what it is and make my judgment, as you should. That's the way everybody should do it. Everybody. You should make your own determinations of whether you're going to like a movie or not. I mean, it's that simple. All right. The StreamYard link has been dropped. If if anybody wants to chat. Again, I'm not trying to like be crazy or whatever. You know, I'm not trying to like go nuts on somebody. I just want a discussion, you know, as to why. I mean, what is it about it? Because I don't understand. I want to understand, man. Okay. So anyway, and guys, look, I know it's during the day. You guys may be working. You may not be able to come up. That's fine. This is something I'm going to try to do a lot more this season, or what I call a coffee break, which is like around 11:30, something like that. We'll do a short stream, whether it be an hour and a half, maybe a couple hours if we get on something that's hot. Yeah, CDG, he's at work. He can't talk right now. I get that. That's fine. If you can't talk, it's no problem. Again, it's just if you wanted to talk, that's cool. Thank you, DG, for your support. Yeah, please like the stream. Ring the bell so you know that when we have these things going live, it'll let you know ahead of time. So you definitely want to make sure that you're following the channel. Hype the video if you can as well. We are so close to our watch hour goal of getting monetized. So every minute that you guys watch helps. Shout out to all the verses out there. I'm not going to specifically name any one verse, but shout out to all you guys. Thank you for joining me for this discussion of Supergirl. Again, if you missed it, I enjoyed it. I did not have a problem with it. I thought it was a good film. Was it a great film? No. Could it have done stuff different? Yes. Again, if and but. It's like hindsight's 2020. I don't know what to tell you guys. Thank you, DG. Appreciate your support, sir. Yeah, you guys drop likes on your way out if you don't mind. That'd be cool. And hype it so we get some interaction. But yeah, I think everybody's busy, probably working, which I get. So anyway, that's pretty much my feelings on Supergirl. I think that the next big announcement will probably be Brave and Bold, probably be Batman. Again, I in no way feel that this movie made a loss. I don't think it was like expected to make like Superman money. I could be wrong. I don't really know what filmmakers are expecting. But I definitely I enjoyed it. It was good. And I've yet to find someone that can tell me why it was bad. People say, "Oh, it's Guardians of the Galaxy with Supergirl." Uh-huh. And Rudy says he is home. Good. Where have you been, Rudy? I'm sorry. I've missed so much, guys. When on my off month, I'm not watching shit. You know, I'll pop into Henry Dust, Rudy, Arrow, all those guys, and give a like, and a DG and Mean Green and all those guys, and give a hey. But it projected 40 million. It did less than that this weekend. Okay. So I mean, and that may be considered to be a failure. I mean, if it is, then I don't get it, because here's my question, Arrow. So it was projected 40 million. It did less than that this weekend. What if you didn't have all the controversy and the hate? Do you think it would have made its box office? Just a question to think about. I mean, think about these movies. Captain Marvel, The Flash. I mean, tell me that these movies weren't dead on arrival right when they released. So, I mean, yeah, you can sit there and say it projected 40 million and it didn't make that, but why? Was it because it was a bad movie, or because nobody went to see it because everybody told them it was a bad movie? Just asking a question. You know, and that really goes to a much bigger issue in film right now, I think. It is like people are stopping other people from even going to see it and making their own decision. There are people doing reviews of this movie online without even having seen it. Without even having seen the movie. They see clips and stuff and they immediately think that they know exactly what the movie's about. I don't know. Again, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, guys. So the deal is this coming Friday, we are celebrating our 11th season premiere with you. We have a special start time of 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here's what we're going to do. We thought this would be fun. We're going to do a 1 to 2 hour stream, 6 to 7 or 8, and then we're going to stop streaming. We're then going to have a separate stream at about 10 o'clock Friday night to show you the fireworks from our downtown location. We got a great spot. And that'll be 2 streams this Friday to celebrate our season 11th premiere. Thank you for the shout out, Kyle Cullen, for happy anniversary. Emo Nerd Girl, why waste your money? Like, what do you mean why waste your money? Like going to see it? Is that what you're asking? I mean, if you like Supergirl and you like superhero movies and you're going to see a movie, why would you be wasting your money? Am I going to do a promo intro a la WrestleMania 10? No, I don't have the time to put that editing together. It would be cool, though. No, unfortunately not. Kyle Collin, thank you for the happy anniversary. Appreciate you. Emo Nerd Girl. Why waste your money? I could say the same thing about the Odyssey. It's coming out with Christopher Nolan. You don't know shit about that movie. You could easily be wasting your money. How would you know until you saw it? Because people told you? Okay. I mean, whatever. That's fine. We're at about hour 7 minutes. Probably go about an hour 15. Just to see if anybody wants to get their 2 cents in. Link is dropped. And I am reading the chat. Both chats. Again, another shout out to LovesMatt96682 on Twitch. First time chatter. Of course, we've got people that like to spam on Twitch. But anyway. Okay, I don't see anything else. Well, guys, that's really all I have. I mean, I didn't want to just do a simple review video because I really wanted to make a point that I think this goes well beyond any one movie. We live in a society where we judge these things before they're even released. And I don't think that's the way I want to do it. How are you doing today, bud? I'm good. I'm great. I am excited about our premiere. I'm excited about getting back in front of you guys. And you know what? Everyone is excited. Sammy Z is excited. Kush is excited. We all miss you guys and are very excited for our premiere. So yeah, I'm doing great. My break's almost over, though, so I'm going to wrap her up here soon. Super.Sumerian. Sumerian? What's up, my nay? Why you think they make Soup's abs loser into hack gun movies? In a lot of animations, like since 90s. I'm sorry, I don't. Why you think they make Soup's ab loser into hack gun movies? I don't think they made him a loser. They made him a Boy Scout, which is kind of what he is. Yeah, loser. Yeah, I don't think they made him a loser in the Gunn movie. I think that was done intentionally. Are you referring to like when he's trying to save the monster and stuff, and they're trying to kill it? Is that what you're referring to? That's cool, emo nerd girl. I'm not trying to get anybody to run down to the theaters and watch this movie. Watch it if you want, when you want, how you want. I'm saying form your opinion after you watch it. That's all I'm saying. Form your opinion of whether it sucks or not after you have completed watching the film. I'm still trying to super Sumerian. In animations in the 90s, no, they made him incompetent. He don't know how to fight, block, dodge. He is sorry ass. I mean, I think that was a play on the Lex Luthor knowing him. If you're referring to like when he 1A, you know, all that shit. If that's what you're referring to, fight, block, dodge. I mean, he fought everybody and beat him. He beat Ultraman. Also, he don't know how to talk to his wife, starts yelling at her, and becomes so cringy. Okay, I will give you that. I did not like the interactions between David Cornsweat's Clark Kent and Lois Lane. God, I am so embarrassed. I forgot her name. What is her name? Rachel Brosnahan is her name. I agree with that. I did not like the interaction they had. He was way too dramatic. I think he was trying too hard. Cornsweat. So I'll give you that. I will give you that. That was kind of cringy. I'll give you that. But to say like, but then Super Sumerian, then you talk about all this stuff about he doesn't know how to fight, block, dodge. They made him incompetent. What do you mean? Like, you've got to be more specific. You're just throwing stuff out there. Dodge as in he's supposed to dodge something coming at him at like super speed, like Ultraman. Or, you know, again, be more specific. The Aerostream. People who say that don't know the Superman lore. People who say what? Nah, he got beat by generic man, Ultraman. That wasn't no Ultraman. Ultraman a criminal, not just evil. Dude, again. A Superwoman instead of Wonder Woman. He looks just like Superman but wears a golden cape. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? You're talking about the crime syndicate. I know exactly what you're talking about, but that's not the Ultraman. You know there's two Ultramans, right? Anyway, again, this is what I'm talking about. Just hate. That's not the Ultraman. That's clearly not the Ultraman they were using. Was the one from the crime syndicate. So why are you even? I'm continuing your chat. I'm chatting about everything you said. I even agreed with one of your points. Superwoman instead of Wonder Woman, he looks just like Superman, but wears a golden cape. You're talking about Ultraman from the Crime Syndicate. There's a story with Superman where they go to an alternate Earth and the Justice League are criminals instead of heroes. Nah, it pissed me off. I ain't just hating. What pissed you off? Again, you're being very vague. Okay, the Lois and Clark stuff from the Gunn movie was cringy. I'm first to admit it. But what else? This guy in the chat, he just hating on Gunn movies. Meanwhile, he prefers probably a Superman that destroyed a city. Look, no, he's got his opinion. That's okay. I welcome all opinions here. I want to hear them all, but you've got to give me reasoning behind your opinions, especially if you're going to hate on something. Superman being incompetent. What does that mean? He's incompetent. I don't understand what you're referring to when you say that he's incompetent. Incompetent in what way? Explain. And again, the link is there if you want to talk on StreamYard and not have to type. Look, I prefer Superman that destroys cities. James Gunn did what he did, and he was using what he had to work with. And again, Metropolis has been destroyed so many times I can't even count. So, if that's your argument, the whole time it was just close-ups of his face while screaming, and I'm yelling at the screen like, do something other than just sit there and cry about it. What? Did you see Superman? You thought he just sat there and pouted? Are you talking about when he's locked up in Luthor's dimension with the metamorpho and the kryptonite and he can't move? Is that what you're referring to? And again, his screaming and yelling, are you still talking about the Lois thing? Because that's really the only time he's screaming and yelling. He gets the rays from the yellow sun that are focused through mirrors into him that makes him scream. Oh my God. If you vote we bring Dean Cain back, you need to look at what that guy's been up to. Mr. Terrific was a great guy, and I thought he was the biggest part of the cast. I thought he did a great job. But I do not agree with your other stuff. You're just talking. You're not even saying anything. No, when he was fighting... Dude, will you stop using your terms for these people? When he was fighting, I assume that's Generic Man, at the end of the movie. He was fighting a lot at the end of the movie. If I'm not mistaken, I think the dimension was collapsing. The city was falling down. Mr. Terrific was trying to find Crypto while not... Again, he's fighting Generic. What do you want? He fought Ultraman, who is a clone of him, who could easily come back as Bizarro. Okay, so what was your problem with that fight? What didn't it have? They beat the shit out of each other. I mean, when he was getting beat up by Generic Man, not fighting him, my bad. When he was getting beat up by Generic Man, when he was turning himself in? Is that what you're talking? When he smashes his face in the ground? He did that intentionally to show that he's not fighting, he's giving up. I mean, when he was getting beat up by Generic Man, not fighting him, my bad. The only time that happened is when that, what do you call it, the engineer had that shit down his throat and he couldn't breathe. Is that what you're talking about? And then, again, Ultraman was getting voice signals from Lex Luthor on where and when to hit him. No, in third act. In the third act, when they're fighting in the interdimensional space, or when they're fighting on the field, the baseball field? Can you recommend books with crypto incorporated into the story? Woman of Tomorrow, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is where crypto plays a major role. And also Public Enemies, crypto had a role in that too. Batman, Superman, Public Enemies. Super Sumerian, you may have to come up to explain a little bit. There may be some language barrier. Again, I'm not after the field. So when they're fighting inside the dimensional rift, is that what we're talking about? The big crack? When he unmasks him, is that what you're talking about? Because after the field, they fight in the void, correct? Am I right? I'm pretty sure. After the field, when they in the sewers. Okay, they weren't in the sewers. They were in... Okay, I'm watching this last scene when Ultraman gets unmasked. So yeah, he's pulling the shit out from the engineer that she put down his throat. Because remember, he goes up real high and comes down and slams so he can get that stuff out of his throat. I mean, I'm probably going to get clapped for this, but okay. Okay, so they have just sustained a fall from the upper atmosphere all the way down to the earth, and they're staggering to get up. Okay. You're fighting someone, fist fighting someone. They have a ski mask on, okay? You've beat the shit out of each other pretty bad. That person takes off the ski mask and they have your face. What would you do? Would you just sit there and continue to fight? Like, oh, this is normal. Or would you go, what the hell? I mean, yeah, Ultraman's getting him there. Okay. Yeah, they're all happy because it's working. Again, Lex Luthor being Lex Luthor, saying, oh, yeah, it's the brain power. Ouch. I mean... Okay, so now Superman does the exact same thing to him. So you're trolling. Okay, gotcha. I don't think it's bad, dude. I think you're the only one that thinks that. I think you're the only one. But that's okay. That's fine. Again, I want you to have your opinion. I'm not trying to sway anyone from their opinions at all. Please understand. I want you guys to form your own opinions on this movie. But don't just sit there and tell me it's bad, and then when I say, well, why? You go, oh, well, it's because of this. And I go, no. Nah, he gonna get beat up by him again. In the Superman movie? Dude, do you not realize he had a bunch of threats attacking him at once? That it wasn't just Ultraman. He was also trying to save the baby. Also trying to, I think, get Crypto out. Mr. Terrific and Lois Lane were involved. Are we not including all that stuff? No? They go back down, and it takes Superman forever to throw him off of him. Like, if it wasn't for the bus coming, he would have murdered him. All right. We're going to have to agree to disagree, Super Sumerian. I appreciate your opinion, but, you know, I don't know. Also, how is a bus able to overpower generic man when he was supposedly beating up Superman? That's because, dude, I'm not going to sit here and... if you don't know, then you need to go back and watch and pay a little bit more attention. The dimensional vortex that had opened up was pulling them. Gravity was pulling them. So when the bus hit him, but with the power of about 10,000 times the gravity. I know, Arrow, you're right. He's just trolling. Superman and Lois. Average. Overrated. Okay? Generic. You talk about generic, man? You talk about a generic storyline that I had actually absolutely no interest in whatsoever. Now I'm telling you my opinion. I think Superman and Lois is overrated. I don't like Tyler Hodgkin as whatever the hell his name is as Superman. I didn't like the kids being in it. You're talking to a person, Zip, who didn't watch much of the Superman movie show lore and based it on one or two shows. This guy doesn't even understand gravity of a vortex. This guy, he should go back to school. There you have it, Super Sumerian. Again, always appreciate your opinions, but if you're going to troll, I'm going to call you on it. And again, you know, you can say the movie sucks. That's your opinion. I'm not going to try to sway you from that. But you have no reasoning. So without reasoning, it doesn't really mean anything. All right, guys. Look, people like Lois and Clark, that's fine. That's your opinion. You can have it. Great. I did not like it. It's fine. Why didn't I like it? Not enough emotion. Included the super kids when there's not a clear line with the super kids on what they can and can't do. So they made a lot of assumptions. They brought storylines in and I'll get over here in a minute. But yeah, so I just wasn't a fan. Emo Girl, I like the scenes in Clark's office where he's working like a normal person. Okay. Super Sumerian tells Arrowverse it's Superman, not just a random guy. He lifts planets. But he doesn't lift planets for a long time. He doesn't you understand this is early on? I'm talking about the 90s show. Oh, Lois and Clark. Yeah, that was good. The first part of it. Then they got married and I thought it was terrible. Working at the Daily Planet. Yeah, that was great. I thought he was a great Clark Kent. Great job. If you ain't gonna give me that imagination fulfillment, then no wonder everything they come out with is a flop. Imagination fulfillment. So the problem then is that they did not give your imagination enough to work with to create your own opinion of the story? Yes, Lois and Clark is definitely one of the ladies' shows from the 90s. Yes, that's true. Very true. Is the new one Clark and Lois? I think that's what I get confused. Super Sumerian, look, you're welcome to give your opinion. And when you say that everything they come out with is a flop, I do not agree with that. The problem, they made Superman incompetent. Again, there's that word incompetent, but you can't seem to define his incompetency. Everything you're saying makes no sense. Yeah, incompetent is your word, and unless you give me a valid reason why he's incompetent, Because at the end of the day, he saved the dog, and he got the bad guy. What am I missing? Am I missing something? Anyway. He's hilarious, Arrow, and he may be trolling me, or he may be, I don't know. But again, I'm not the kind of person that's going to shit on someone's opinion. If that's their opinion, that's fine. All the stuff we said and still didn't defy. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. He should cam up because him typing here not being elaborate might be his lack of imagination. Easy, Arrow. Easy, buddy. Again, we're streaming at 12:45 in the afternoon. I get people are doing stuff and they're busy and they're working. So, that's fine if you can't come up. We're doing live streams. I plan on dropping the link more. We're going to do more of these coffee break streams. Again, my goal was just to come up and talk about yeah. Christian, I just saw a video about how bad the needle drop of the middle of Jimmy World was in Supergirl at the end. Yeah, Brooklyn actually pulled that up after we saw the movie, and she was like, Dad, what does a needle drop mean? So I had to explain to my daughter what needle drops mean. She doesn't know records or any of that shit. It was pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, you know what version it is. It's that slow version of the middle by that girl. I forget her name. I'm sorry. And I mean, okay, probably not the best choice for music, but nothing that like ruined it for me. Super Sumerian, yeah, he saved day, but in rushed way after 2 hours of getting beat up. They need to wrap things up so they have him go, okay, let's defeat him quickly and roll credits. Okay, so the length of the film, is that what? Okay, so the length of the film, I kind of agree with Super Sumerian on this, and that is the longer you make these films, the more time you have to film. Now, I don't agree with the fact that he's been getting his beat up for 2 hours. I don't agree with that. I don't know what movie you were watching, but that's not what happened in Superman. I'm sorry. And yeah, some people don't want them just to lift the planet, be done, and roll credits. What the hell? Is that your imagination? Is Superman just lifts the planet, things are fine, and it goes to credits, and you walk out and you're grinning and happy? Sorry, that's just not my kind of movie. Maybe yours, and that's fine. All right, guys, I really do have to roll. I'm having too much fun because I missed you guys, and I do miss you. And I will be back weekly starting this Friday, 6 o'clock, special start time. I'll make sure all the social media has it all over it. We will be talking about Supergirl, probably referencing this video. And feel free to continue the conversation down below in the comments. You can also join the Zip Cord. Link is in the comments there for that as well. And I really am excited about season 11. I think we got big things on the horizon. I'm hoping that we become an official channel and get our monetization. We're going to continue to do the game streams. We got more Geeking Out videos coming up. I'm going to do more of those this season. It's going to be great. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this short coffee break stream reviewing Supergirl 2026, directed by Craig Gillespie, in theaters now. I advise everyone to go see it and make their own opinions. Don't forget, 6 p.m. this Friday, Eastern Standard Time, GeekZip Podcast Season 11 kicks off in a big way. We're going to have Morrison here. Jim Morrison is also here, not that Jim Morrison, Aaron's brother Jim Morrison, with pictures from the Dawn of the Dead mall walk they did up in Pittsburgh earlier. We've got a lot of fun stuff coming your way this Friday. Thank you. Zipcord is my Discord, Arrow. That's what I call my Discord. It's down in the chat. Check it out. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Thank you for your opinions and your views. I always greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on Friday.